What is up? Welcome back to Grant Me. Today we're going to be talking about how to get into McMaster University. This is part of our Ultimate University Guide series, which is made by Grant Me, and we talk about Canada's top 20 universities. We give you a lot of helpful information, such as how to get in, a lot of the application requirements, so on and so forth. But today we're just going to be talking about McMaster University in general, and we'll be talking about the different requirements that you'll need to do to get into this prestigious school. So without further ado, we're going to get started, and make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell if you can. That way you can stay up to date with our latest content. So, McMaster University is located in Hamilton, Ontario, and it operates 6 academic faculties. There's over 27,000 undergraduate students and 4,000 postgraduate study students. There's alumni and former students from across the globe, whether that be in Canada or across 139 different countries. There's also athletic teams, which are known as the Marauders, and they are members of youth sports. I probably butchered the name there, by the way, but McMaster University is also one of only 4 Canadian universities that has been ranked among the top 80 in the world by the major global ranking system, and it's also home to 70 different research institutes and more than 31,000 students, and they pride themselves for being a hub of innovation, discovery, and growth. In terms of the university's rankings, McMaster has maintained a commitment to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and this has earned the university a 14th in the world in the Times Higher Education 2021 Impact Rankings. McMaster's also been recognized with the 2008 Global Teaching Excellence Award, and judges were able to single out McMaster with this rank because of their strong vision and commitment to high-quality teaching and global engagement through their international partnership programs and their different opportunities for hands-on experimental learning. In terms of the Standout Programs, McMaster University is well known for its medical school, which includes programs like cardio and cardiovascular and immunology programs. There is also humanities, in which their history and education programs are highly renowned. McMaster's L.R. Wilson Institute for Canadian History is a leader with a new $8 million initiative which evaluates how history is taught to Canadian students from kindergarten to grade 12. So a very interesting research program happening there that might kind of reshape the way that our history is taught. And in terms of the business side, they have the DeGroote School of Business, which opened something called the Clinic in January. And this is where Masters of Bachelor's Administration students will help McMaster researchers commercialize their work and turn their life-saving research into real-world situations. So no matter what program you're in, no matter what faculty, there are very many opportunities for you to actually get out there in the field and practice what you've learned on a first hands-on basis. In terms of general admission requirements, these are generally quite simple. To apply, you need a completion of a high school diploma plus 4 grade 12 courses, I believe. The required courses and averages do depend from program to program, so you do have to make sure that you go over to McMaster's website and you go check out their programs page. This way you can view the specific requirements you will need to fulfill to enter your particular faculty. Required courses may vary, but I'll give you a couple examples. So if you are applying for the faculties humanities and arts, your required courses will most likely include history and English, and on the other hand, the requirement for science and engineering courses or faculties will ask for you to have prerequisite courses within high school of math, biology, and physics. So make sure that you plan out your courses within high school to match the specific required courses for McMaster. And the required average does vary from year to year. This can vary from the high 70s to the high 90s, and this depends on the specific program you're applying for. And as with many other schools across Canada, it also depends on how many students apply each year and what their marks are. So if a lot of people are applying with high grades, that's going to push the required average up possibly. If you are an international student who is enrolled within the IB program, each program will require specific classes, and the point that you will need to send for a competitive application goes from the 29 to 37 point range. And you will also need to apply to McMaster for all students through the OUAC portal, and depending on where you live, you can fill out the 105 or the 101. If you're not sure which one you need to fill out, check out our other videos. I kind of discuss it more in depth. terms of English proficiency requirements, if you have attended high school here in Canada for 3 or more years, you are perfectly fine. You don't even have to worry about this. If you live outside of Canada, but you have studied for 3 or more years within a curriculum that has all been taught in English, you will also be fine. But if you have not done so, then you will have to provide evidence of your English proficiency. And by the way, the list of various English requirements can also be found on McMaster's website. But if you haven't been studying at a school that has a method of instruction within English for 3 or more years, then you will have to use a alternate method to prove your proficiency. And there are a variety of different tests and standards that you can use. So I'll just take a look at these here. So there are about 7 different tests that you can use to prove your English proficiency. I'll just go through them all real quickly for you all. There is the International English Language Testing System, which is known as the IELTS, and you need a 6.5 overall score with a minimum of 6.0 in each of the 4 different components. There is the Canadian Academic English Language Test, also known as CAEL. You need a 70 overall with no component score going below 60. You can also take the Duolingo English Test, and you just need a 115 for all direct entry undergraduate programs. You can take the Cambridge Advanced English Test, or the CAE. You need a mark of 190 points overall with a minimum score of 20 in each of the 4 components. You can also consider taking the Pearson Test of English Academic, which is also known as the PTE. For this, you need a 60 overall score, and you need a minimum of 60 within the writing and speaking components of this test. And as well, there is Canadian Academic English Learning Computer Edition, or CAELCA. That's a bit of a mouthful. But with this, you will need a 70-point mark overall with no component score below 60. And this is all kind of a barrage of information. If you are one of the students who has not studied in Canada or an English-speaking country, you can just go over to McMaster's website and you can find the test that works best for you in order to meet this language requirement. And before I end off, just a reminder that different programs do have different degree-specific requirements. So remember to go on to check the requirements of each program to make sure that you're able to send a competitive application and to make sure that you're eligible to apply in the first place. Once you pick your program that you apply to, make sure that you're also aware of all the requirements before you start applying. This is going to save you a lot of time. That's just a helpful reminder there, but with that being said, I can't really think of much else to say. This has been pretty basic, as you can see. McMaster isn't the most difficult university to apply for in terms of their requirements. It's nothing super complicated, so I have a lot of faith that you all will get in. But with that being said, that is it for today's video. Make sure that you check out the eligibility quiz within our description. This is a great way to gauge your chances of getting into your top universities, and as well, if you're a student who is struggling with scholarship applications, or you have a lot of university applications that you're not really sure how to write or formulate, highly recommend taking a look at GrantMe, which offers a bunch of different services helping students get into their top choice universities, whether that be through essay editing or scholarship matching or mentorship or webinars. But with that being said, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.